You guys ready?
Yeah.
And by a little bit, I mean
They're ready.
Alright, we're ready. Alright, guys, welcome back. Wait, no, not even welcome back. Welcome to. What's the name?
Soccer idiots.
Soccer Idiots. For right now, I guess it'd be Soccer Idiots.
Because we don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
True. We like to present that we do.
We're supporting Guatemala, Galaxy,
We have a
and
good-
US.
Hey, but it goes because there's been players from Guate that
That's
have
true.
gone through.
That's true.
Galaxy.
Pando Ramirez,
Yeah, literally. Pescadito Ruiz.
Pescadito Reyes,
Yeah.
and then from El Salvador too.
Mhm.
Zabaleta, that's right now. And then
Cienfuegos.
100 Fires.
Literally. And
Hey, Mauricio, 100 Fires.
from the US, fucking literally Captain America. The original Captain America, Landon Donovan.
Edson Bodo.
Bro, how he got fucking minutes, I have no idea.
And how he made it to the World Cup, he got formed.
Exactly.
He went to the World
That's
Cup.
the craziest
Don't
shit.
even say Altidore was good.
Dude, Altidore was good though.
I didn't like him.
Altidore, remember when they beat Spain? And
He
Altidore
scored
was
one.
the one that's
He scored one
in the
of the
Confederations Cup?
And that was that Spain team that went like, what, 30-something games?
Yeah, well, yeah.
But at the end of the day, I even saw him live when he scored that amazing free kick against Jamaica back in, 2016, 18?
It was a qualifier, no?
Yeah.
No, it was the final against Jamaica.
For the Gold Cup.
For the Gold Cup.
Oh, for the Gold Cup.
Okay.
Okay.
But
And he got called into it, no? Like, he wasn't, like, part of the group stage. And then...
Yeah.
like,
That's when they were wearing like the random numbers, no?
Yes.
I think they like got called in
I think so.
late. I don't know how that worked out.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
you couldn't use, like, the 1 through 23. It had to be, like, the next number.
Exactly. So
after
like,
that, yeah.
I think even Dempsey went and he was like
But even
30 something
but
or
even
something
then,
like that.
we've never had forwards that were like crafty. U.S. is not known for having crafty forwards. Landon Donovan was very crafty, and so was.
He wasn't a
Dempsey.
forward, though.
He was a winger. He was a winger.
He was, like, the winger slash...
I don't even think like the
Damn.
winger position was like
It was,
big
yeah.
though. Like I
He was
think
more
it was
of a
like a
mid-
right mid,
midfielder.
like a
But-
right
But we
midfielder.
don't have that craftiness into a
Yeah.
team, which is annoying.
There's no creativity.
and creativity.
But the thing that made US different, I feel like, was always like scrappy wins. Like
'Cause they were underdogs.
exactly. So it's always like the we're gonna come and like
No
beat
one
you
wa-
up and get beat up and then
No one wanted to play against them
Mhm.
because you know at the end of the day, you're going to be like, the next day you're gonna be like, damn.
kind of sore. Yeah, exactly.
So like how we do now.
we had those. We had
You actually have to run.
like, fuck. But we had those crafty players like Landon Donovan and Cliff Dempsey. And at the end of the day, we even had Jermaine Jones. I thought Jermaine Jones was amazing.
He's going to be important. You know why? Because he's a dual nat. So in this podcast, we're going to be talking about dual nat. Because a lot of people say like, oh, like where do you get, bro? We've always had it.
Oh yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
It's not like the U.S. can be Argentina and be like, oh, I see you, boludo. Let's just make like 5-10 of these guys like him.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah, no, that's not how it works.
That's not how it works here.
It's not like the Mexican national team. Oh.
But
Yeah.
even then,
Cancel,
no,
cancel.
but even then, if you really think about it, they've done it too.
Yeah.
Because remember, Ciña?
Ciña, El Guille Franco. Right now, his son, Santi Jimenez.
Oh, it's Santi.
Oh no, my bad, not Guille Franco. Jimenez.
Chaco
yeah,
Jimenez.
Chaco
Yeah.
Jimenez. There you go. Yeah, and then now his son, Santi
And
Jimenez.
then Leandro Augusto. You know how proud those people are? Like, they're not Mexicans. Like, they just have the citizenship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
That's
I mean,
what-
like,
that's
for
what
you
made-
to talk crap about the U.S., but yet you're probably the ones that did it also, it's like,
Exactly.
it's like, come on.
Well, look even at Efrain.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Efrain, yeah. Efrain Alvarez from
Oh, from...
yeah.
Where's he at? Where's that guy at now?
It's like Pachuca. No, I don't even know.
I think it was
You know
at
what?
Cholos, no?
At 12, I think he
Oh,
just got
yeah.
picked up by America.
I
Oh,
think
did he?
so. Yeah, America's down there.
No, not even.
That down bad.
Yeah.
No, they just came from like 3 back-to-back. They
Yeah.
did the first
No,
one.
yeah, they lost to
But-
Toluca in the
Yeah.
final.
But anyways, we're not here to talk about that. We're talking about the Gold Cup, which is semifinals, which is U.S. and Guatemala. Obviously, we got a Guatemalan over here, but he was born in the U.S.
Yeah, I gotta represent though. Gotta represent. For a long time, we were very bad. So
You know
this
what?
is-
Long.
you know what I mean? Like I bought a jersey. I bought a jersey. I bought a jersey. This is literally fresh off the bag because I just got it.
Is
You
one of the
know?
new ones?
Yeah. This is literally.
And
this-
you know he's Guatemalan because it's fake. It's not even a real.
The Umbro tag.
Yeah,
I mean,
literally.
are you guys Umbro?
Yeah,
bro,
it's Umbro,
yeah.
yeah. You know what's crazy that we had gotten Adidas, but this was back when we didn't qualify again for the World Cup. I think it was like 06 or something like that. We went with Adidas, but Umbro has pretty much like, always been like a.
I never noticed the details.
Yeah, look, it's like our national bird, it's a quetzal,
Mhm.
and it's literally in the blue.
What's the name of the money too, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a quetzal.
quetzal.
But But yeah, I mean, even, going back to kind of what we were talking about, like, even Guatemala started doing the dual nats thing, and then everybody started kind of picking it up because a lot of the guys playing even now in, like, the 11, like,
Olga Escobar.
He's
a baller, bro.
and he's an MLS Next player. He hasn't even debuted yet.
Really?
Yeah, no, he's with.
So I know he was with New England because he was born in Boston, Massachusetts.
Exactly.
Is he still there, or did he move?
No, I think Vancouver picked him up, but even he hasn't even debuted. So and I mean he's 18, so definitely.
No, he's a baller, bro. He was giving the Canadian, that Canada team trouble on that side,
and he's a lefty.
He's a lefty for that. And he's fast. He's good with this. He's a baller, bro. I saw him. He was nice.
Yeah. So I mean, even Guatemala started adapting it, and I feel like
you guys also have Archimedes Ordonez too, no?
Yeah, number 19. He's you know what? Like I feel like he's even a little bit more slick than Escobar. But I feel like Escobar's just a grinder, bro. Like he's gonna try harder than you anytime.
But
you know
what I noticed too is
it helps.
their defense is solid.
Like 2-3 days.
Their defense is really solid this year.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
You know what? They're solid, but they're not just solid. They're gritty. Like they're gonna let you know, like I'm here. Like
maybe not the Canada game. that was.
You know what? I don't even think it was a PK. No, I don't think it was a PK.
No, I'm talking about the Canadian that just rammed himself into.
Oh yeah.
I know.
I don't even think that's a foul though.
No, you know why they got it though is because if you see the replay, Robles, right, the Guatemalan player,
he stops.
Yes, he clears it, stops, and then the Canadian player is trying to move, and then makes a slight. No, exactly. He adjusts his body, and then he's like, you know what? Like I'm just gonna take him out because you can clearly see he dips like his arm and just.
The thing that makes
puts him right in the face.
The thing that sells it, that it looked like it was extremely intentional.
He fell.
He falls, but he
his head just went.
He takes 2 steps into him, bro.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's just
so you take the 1, 2, and I mean I know I don't look like I can move now, but back then you play at the top level.
No, yeah, it's like game speed is
move out the way.
But when they slow it in slow version though, it slows down like.
Yeah,
I see all those details.
True.
That's true.
I mean. That's the thing though. I feel like Guatemala since the get-go of it has just been like that team. Like they're gonna show up and they're gonna hit you and they're gonna run and they're gonna try to like every play make sure that you know they're there. And I mean
it's hard and annoying to play against teams like that.
Well, Central Americans in general. Yeah. Central American teams are like that. Like we were talking about the other day, is that Canada wasn't used to a team that doesn't hit you up here physically. They chop at the ankles every time.
Exactly.
Those little hits eventually.
I don't know. It was in the group. I don't know who I told, bro. I was like, that kind of team, ever since that 6-0 to Honduras, and look at Honduras now, they're in the semifinal. And they got
exactly.
Their game has gone from that one to this, and then just.
But Honduras is similar to Panama, and that's what happened with Guatemala with Panama, is that they're just so strong, man. They're just strong, and then now you have a Honduras team that can actually play and has that tactical ability of being able to play the game. It's dangerous.
And it's crazy because, I mean, even just growing up, right, watching the Guatemala games with, like, my dad and stuff, you can always notice that us, the Chapines, like, the Guatemala, we've always been short. Like, that's something that, like, we've never had height. And if the players that did have height were never, like, in the defensive line. Like, Pando Ramirez was tall, but he was, like, a cam. You know what I mean? Like, he was not doing any defensive, like, dirty work. And then, like, if you see now, like, I think it's Samayoa, and then Pinto. They're just big. They're big, physical. You know, like now we don't get beat easily on corner kicks.
You know, these guys' goalie, Hagen, he's pretty tall.
Oh, dude, your goalie.
And he didn't even play. The other guy,
Navarro.
He came up. Dude, he gets it, and it's just direct. Like he doesn't care, and his timing and everything is just so nice. You know how dangerous that is of a mess up. And you're literally just one-on-one with the goalie right there, like that.
Well, I feel like that's what gave Canada problems because he was literally finding Santi like in gaps, and they weren't going. They weren't going straight down. Like they were going to the angles, and then Santi was just beating them in pace, which is crazy. So crazy.
No, he's pretty fast, and he played in Europe too. So
but at the end of the day, that game came down to just focus, grit, and just determination.
Yeah, and just wanting it more, right? Like I feel like
because Canada had amazing players. They had Buchanan, I think.
Buchanan, yeah.
And then they had the forward that
Jonathan
David, Jonathan David. But even the guy that got a red card,
Schaffelberg.
Yeah, Schaffelberg is a
baller. I think it was his first captain for
Canada. Huh?
Canada,
Yeah, and you got a
just
red card.
did that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's crazy because Jonathan David could have played for the U.S. Just a little fact out there. He was born in the U.S.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
it's crazy.
And if he's with the U.S., he's our starting nine.
Oh,
No Balogun, no Pepe. Those are 2 or 3, and Jonathan David.
Well, then we go back to what I say that we
Doing
don't
that.
have a forward that's crafty. We don't have a forward where if you see him on a one-on-one, you're like, oh shit, that's they gotta stop him. Like,
yeah.
we don't have that. We don't have a forward that can dribble through people like that, and you know every team has it. Guatemala has it now. Maybe not back then, but now. But even Mexico has it.
I think
Back then they were better because we had Pescadito Ruiz.
I
Pescadito
don't
Ruiz is
think
kind
he
of
was.
crafty.
He was crafty and like he'll score, but I don't think he was crafty and like I'll take you on. Well, maybe inside the box.
Inside the box,
Yeah.
he was just a 9, but
Yeah,
like
he was a menace,
he
yeah.
would see like a ball bounce, and you would see him like a chilena,
Yeah.
you know, whatever he can pull out of his pocket just to get that ball in the net, like that. He was gonna do it, you know.
But that's the thing is that before the U.S. team that we grew up with, you had Donovan on the. I'm pretty sure he played winger. No one.
Yeah, so he
on the right.
He was
He
on
was
the
on the
right or
right.
left.
Clint Dempsey on the left. Then you
Clint
had-
Dempsey was too slow for a modern day winger now.
But he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
so
yeah.
crafty,
But
bro.
he was-
even what was against Portugal when we.
And he was a dog.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Dempsey
dude.
was a dog.
What did he
bro.
say? I forgot. He looked up to me and was like, "You don't know where I'm from,
Yeah.
dog."
Oh,
Like,
Jamaica.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, against Jamaica. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't you text
who in this team now are you gonna be like? They're not gonna
Yeah.
do that.
And I feel like that's one of the key things that USA has been missing, even since the past World Cup. Because talent-wise, and even playing in Europe, there's a lot more players now playing in Europe for the US. And
But the mentality doesn't change in the sense of being able to. If you're playing in Europe and you're a forward or you're a winger, you're a midfielder, that mentality doesn't change. Of like, just organization is such a big thing with the U.S. because we were never a technical team. It's like,
Exactly.
get your formation in order, get everything in order. That's how we're gonna beat you. Stay organized. Everybody's where they need to be. We don't have any pockets missing. But now we have players that play in bigger leagues, that play in bigger teams, and we still don't have a forward that can turn and just go and create something. We still don't have a
Yeah.
midfield that can turn and go and create something.
Yeah, our midfield is too much of the same. Like in the World Cup, you had Musa, McKennie, and Adams. They had too many characteristics of they were all the same.
yeah, literally
A lot of work-
similar players.
Workhorses, and that's why you know we didn't score.
Exactly.
And then with the ones that we do have, we don't use them. We don't utilize them.
Gio?
Gio.
Yeah.
And as much as I know,
Malik Tillman now. Malik Tillman's a baller, bro.
You know what? He's been actually showing out in the Gold Cup, and I'm happy for him because Tillman, like even up to this, to like the leading up to the Gold Cup, all like the friendlies and the other games that the U.S. had, even in the Nations League. When they got eliminated to
right.
Panama and stuff, he didn't show up. He was not showing out. And
Well, I
feel
don't
like in
think
the
I
Gold
don't
Cup
think he
was-
played, but just all previous games leading to this, like he didn't show up. But you know why? He even said it himself. He said, under Pochettino, there's more freedom. Obviously under Berhalter, which I don't like either the son or the coach.
but the thing is,
Like-
you get.
Not
You can't see the
not his
camera.
dad. After he missed the PK, his dad's like, oh.
Hey, you know they did that on purpose,
Yeah,
bro.
you know the camera was on Berhalter like at least 2 minutes, and he's just like, no, you know, just
And his,
like,
his reaction
But-
is.
but-
I was laughing, bro. So I'm sorry. I don't wish anything like that, but a lot of
But when you
MLS
have-
guys are like,
when you have-
"Oh, Berhalter's been playing so good,
Yeah, he has.
bro. He's been."
But when you have a
Honestly.
coach like that, that's used to playing in big teams, you know, obviously the coach for the U.S. right now is an amazing coach, but like you said, he's giving them that freedom.
club coach.
But he gives
This
them
is
that.
his first run around as a national team, and I honestly don't think
But
he's
he's
been
used
doing
to,
that good.
But he's used to being in Europe,
Yeah.
where you give the teams that freedom to do what they want, and you have players like Gavi, you have players like Yamal, you have players like Rafinha, you have players. I'm not naming pure Barca players, but
Yeah.
you have
Yeah,
players.
but those are like top tier. We don't have.
But
those.
even Son, even Harry Kane,
Bro, those guys would get into our national team.
But
easily.
But
Like,
even,
we don't.
even teams that aren't that good, like people on Chelsea, Cole Palmer.
Bro, Cole Palmer will get into our team.
Yeah,
Literally.
but that's the thing. We don't have that craftiness, that creativityness, where he can
Well,
tell us, "Hey, go do what you need to do," and let's see what happens. Like we don't have that.
Do you know where that does come from though? The dual nats. Malik Tillman, he's a dual nat. He's played in Europe. He didn't grow up in this U.S. system of pay to play, of
Yeah.
things like that. So that's why Gio Reyna wasn't born here.
yeah.
Gio
Yeah.
Reyna was, but I mean, he's grown up in that because his dad played, and he has
Yeah.
like that Argentine descent. So he's a different type of player.
But even
That's
then,
like
and
so.
you-
But even then,
and then you want to bench him.
when you have majority that grow up in that system, you have people like Dest that didn't do so good.
No, Dest is good, bro.
He is good, but he doesn't look. He
prone.
doesn't look so as great as he should look in the U.S.
No, I counter that, bro. Look at our right backs right now? Joe Scally, this young kid Freeman. Both of them combined aren't even as good as Dest.
They're not. No,
Like
I
Dest is
agree.
just
Dest
I
is
agree.
when your defender outside back is one of the best attackers, for you to go up, that's how you know your other attackers up top have a problem.
Yes.
Like the team in general, because
But that's
he
my
take players
But
on.
that's my point, though.
You see what he did with the Arsenal team? How he made him?
Yeah.
And his reaction to the bench? Oh my.
But-
Bro, that was
But at
dirty.
the end of the day, he's not even considered one of the top players in the world right now.
No, he's not.
And
He's not.
that's what we have, and we're considering him as, oh my God, look at this right back we have. But it's like, it's not enough at this point. You know? Like, you need especially with the game of
The only thing that kills Dest, I feel like it's his defensive work sometimes, because he can get up the field, give you crosses, give you something different, dribbling, but it's just his defensive rate. He gets beat very easily off the back. You get me? Like through balls, anything like that where he has to. It seems like he's always chasing the player down instead of facing him up front. But the thing is, right? Like you get that from being up so much and then having to track back. You always feel like you're chasing the player.
He has improved on that though.
And
Not
you know,
a lot, but he has improved on it.
with
He got better.
with the Guatemalan game that I saw, their defense was so solid, but their attack was just. I feel like they were just waiting for the blows from Canada.
Yeah.
In the
I
very
think that was in
beginning.
the first half though.
Yeah, but-
in the second
but
half,
when
they
they got the
changed.
red card.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then once that clicked, they're like, we can't be.
But you know
taking
what?
goals
A
with
lot
that
of
one
teams
less
like
player.
that would have probably still gone the same way they played in the first half. They would have probably gone in and played that way the same in the second, even with the man down. But you got to give props to Guatemala. They were like, this whole second half, we're just gonna be
They were,
on it.
they were
we're
smart
just gonna
enough
be on it.
tactically to be like, we gotta mix it up.
Well, if you guys noticed, like I was kind of mad at them because like up to like the 55th minute, Canada was still kind of getting us, but it was a thing that we were still dividing the ball instead of keeping it. And I feel like once Guatemala like that clicked, we're like, hey, like if we push up with numbers, we'll get them on their back foot, and then we can create. But the thing is that Guatemala's so used to, again, being like the underdog, being gritty, that it's like that being like, oh, we're going to counterattack them, right? So we're going to let them see what they give us, and then we'll react to that. So for them, I think it was kind of weird also going into the second half and seeing that Canada had switched the lineups to be more, them be more compact and counterattack us than us doing it to them, right? So like those first like 10-15 minutes were kind of like
Adjusting.
yeah, exactly. Like a very a coin flip because we were giving Canada the ball, and then they were really doing much, and then they were giving it back to us. And then once Guatemala kind of settled in, they were like, okay, you know what, we got to start opening the ball
and they
up.
started moving the ball more, and then towards the end of the last few minutes,
The goal, yeah.
they were
That's what it was.
they
Nice
were so
movement,
much more
bro.
confident. They were attacking a lot more. They
Yeah.
were even on the ball. There was a moment where I saw 4 Canadians on one Guatemalan, which I
Yeah.
never thought I'd live to see the day. But
Yeah, I think it was Santi, bro. He just ran,
Yeah.
and then
he kept on running.
and
Yeah,
then,
literally.
and then the cross, man. The cross,
Beautiful.
The
goal.
The margin of
The
that's
goal.
why the margin of error for
The
that cross
header,
was
yeah.
just.
Yeah.
First-
Rubio Rubin, and he's playing in
First, it was
in
just
the
USL, bro.
And that's another dual nap for you guys. Rubio
Yeah.
Rubin,
Dual
USL,
nap.
was it Charleston Battery or something like that? USL, but I think he was with the MLS team or somewhere in Europe.
He was with
We're also like I want to say. Man.
no, he was with that Cincinnati team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
he was with Cincinnati, and then they actually, I think they traded to a USL team. But I mean, that's the thing with the US, right? Like they say that USL and MLS is very like, it's not that far off. Like
It is and it isn't.
It is and it
in
is.
certain areas, right? Like
Yeah.
The
like,
cosmetics of it is. Like
MLS is a lot more
yeah.
structured
Stadiums,
and nice, right?
Well,
Like
but the USL is still considered technically a semi-pro league.
Is it still semi-pro? What is it pro now?
No,
It's semi-pro?
I think it's still semi-pro, and even then, the system that they have for semi-pro is
well, no, well,
ridiculous.
USL launched the whole thing that by like 2028, something like that, that they were already going to be at the same level with MLS, promotion-wise, right? Like stadiums and stuff like
Bro,
that.
but that's the thing.
That takes time.
Why do we want that?
Why don't we want
Don't
that?
we
Oh,
would
that's
want
good.
that.
I don't think that's good.
Yeah, for there to be a
Bro.
level and like you relegate and then the teams from the bottom, that just keeps
Oh,
you hungry.
relegation.
Yeah, relegation.
Yeah, USL
Bro,
is
bro,
not
that's
that
what pro
bad.
relegate, bro.
Dude,
Bro, because there's some MLS
knowing-
teams that are just
Dude,
like,
Galaxy this season.
But knowing how the US is,
Season
I thought for a
United.
second it was just gonna be two professional teams just gonna be the same
Leagues. Oh no,
That's
no.
what you guys meant.
Well,
I was like-
well, the thing is that technically the way USL is set up and everything, they want to kind of. I mean, I doubt they'll ever overtake MLS, but maybe have MLS buy into that structure.
It's like Premier League and then Championship.
Yeah,
Exactly,
that's right.
exactly. Like that would be like
But that-
you know.
that not
There's some
only-
pretty good Championship teams. Like,
Yeah,
And then
There
that
is.
would make
Well,
it
Leicester
so much
City.
more interesting for the U.S. Open Cup because technically the U.S. Open Cup is like what the
FA Cup
the
or
FA Cup
whatever.
is and what Copa del Rey is. And
No,
the,
but the structure of the Open Cup is very different from the FA Cup because the FA Cup is just the semi-pro teams.
No, it's Premier League teams too.
I don't know.
No. I'm saying so they can obviously the Premier League teams, but it's the semi-pro and the Premier League teams. I don't think any other team.
There's some third division teams.
There is
too.
third division.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't have any. England is like one of the best divisions where it has like first, obviously Premier League, Championship, and has like second, third, and fourth.
And
Some of
that's
those
what,
teams
but
have
that's
given.
what I'm saying. It's here in the US, it's a mess, especially with the whole NPSL, UPSL. I know.
Literally. Now it's like
a mess.
MLS Next, MLS Next 2, all these levels, and then I mean at the end of the day,
And
Well,
then-
'cause when I was
it's all a
thinking-
money
when
grab
I was
because it's all
thinking-
about money.
You guys remember that Cosmo team, the Euro Cosmo, the one where Pelé played it?
Oh yeah.
So that team doesn't exist, but now I saw something where it's going to come back and it's actually going to exist. Why? Probably because of the promotion relegation.
Exactly.
Old
And that's
team,
better,
Metro
yeah.
Stars,
Metro
which
Stars.
is now what? Red? Is it Red
No,
Bulls?
it's Columbus Crew. No?
No, Columbus Crew is always the original. I think
Yeah.
it was Red Bulls because they're in New Jersey Metro Stars. So it
But-
was,
Oh, you're right. You're
Red Bulls.
right. You're right. Yeah, yeah. It was the New York Red
But
Bulls.
even that system of the NPSL and UPSL and anything above it, it's a ridiculous system, man. Because I played NPSL and UPSL, and we had a tournament to see if we could make it to the US Open. But I'm just like, there's so many leagues in between. Why we even? Like, why would we get the? I mean, we didn't obviously won't make it.
Well, I
but,
mean, it's kind of good because there's certain players that are probably gonna
But it's-
stand out from it.
but it
because-
goes back to the whole. It's all a money thing because you got to buy into the tournament.
Yeah, everything in the U.S.
Until
unfortunately
it
is a
stops
money
being
grab.
a money thing, then
Well, I
Unfortunately.
mean, Ibra said it the best. He said that that's why U.S. is never gonna move up to the next level because
Because we won't
Pay to
take,
play.
Pay to
but
play.
we won't take advantage of that dual nationality either when we have so many people that come and
Well, like if you guys really think about it, because even like in our area, right, in CONCACAF, Jamaica would be a powerhouse if all their players that are Jamaican would actually
just
play in Jamaica.
Suriname.
Yeah, or Suriname,
Suriname
or
would be-
even Curacao. I think has a
Yeah,
couple players that
Or
are
even
like really good.
Jamaica's one of those teams where it's just them themselves destruct. Like I didn't think they were gonna lose to Guatemala in this because they came in beating them to was it 3-0, 3-1?
Yeah, from
Yeah,
the
qualifiers,
the
and
World
now
Cup
you go on
qualifiers.
ahead and like you
You
lose
lose?
like 1-0, minimum 1-0, but
Yeah.
you have players. Leon Bailey plays in the Premier League. Damari Gray plays in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had that other center back, Mason Hoagie.
Exactly.
And I was like, what is this guy doing here? Like,
Yeah.
you know, you have other that guy who just came back from the striker who came up from the car accident. He played at I think it was West Ham. The strong striker. I forgot.
You say
I don't
strong
know his
strike,
name.
and I think Adam Traore every time.
He's a winger, bro. He's fast.
Yeah.
And he doesn't lift weights.
You know the crazy thing is that after the World Cup qualifiers, right? Because I went to go watch the first Gold Cup game for Guatemala. I'm over there thinking like, man, we're literally gonna get another 3-0 beating. Like the field is gonna be much nicer. The weather's gonna be much nicer than it was in Jamaica. But then the coach comes out right for Guatemala, Flaco Atena, and he's all like, I was trying new things out for the last World because we had already qualified for the next round, right? So technically we didn't need to win because for the next round it's always based off of FIFA rankings.
Yeah.
So Guatemala was always under Jamaica
Yeah.
regardless. So even if we would have beat
That's
them, it wouldn't have mattered. So technically Guatemala being big bald Guatemala, we put in a B team apparently
Oh, really?
in Jamaica. And
That's
then
smart, I
and
guess.
then I said, oh well, I'm saving my cards so when we play him again in the Gold Cup. And I guess it made a difference because
You know what? That guy, he's
Smart.
he's smart.
He's
Well, I
smart.
mean-
He's good, and he's actually for most Central American countries, besides Costa Rica, they've had some. So I said Guatemala before him. He had different. They never let him work. This
Yeah.
guy Dena, they let him. I think since 2021, he's had that
Yeah.
that team, and they let him. Obviously, at first he gave into some criticism because they were like, "Oh, we don't want him anymore." 'Cause he did. Like, bro, let the man
Let him build.
Let him build.
Let
And
him
cook. Let him let him cook. And look what he did.
Yeah.
Now a semifinal, which you guys had what, reached 29 years.
Since '96, and the thing is
I was
that,
born in '95.
bro, exactly. Me too. And then I was telling my dad, right, because it's like 29 years since the semifinal, since '96. But the thing is that even in '96. The only reason we made it to the semifinal was because the structure of the Gold Cup was 3 groups of 3 teams.
Yeah,
and we qualified as second best of our group. So we didn't even win the group, but they just needed another team to fill in the semifinal spot. And that was us.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Well, I remember in 2021, you guys didn't make it, but then something happened with one of the group teams, and you guys because I remember you guys played against El Salvador and we beat you guys, but obviously from then like you guys have improved so much, and El Salvador has done nothing but regress in that time. Why they've had El Salvador has had 2, 3, maybe 4 different coaches.
Literally,
and you guys have just had one. And I think even Flaco Tena said, no, give me time and give me certain dual nats and players that I want, and he'll make it work. And he stayed true to it.
No, and the thing is that it's just like what Herb said, right? When he came into Guatemala, the Federation of Guatemala told him, it's always been a mess, right? Until now. And the thing is that Flaco Tena told him,
or something like
well,
that.
yeah, because there was all the corruption. We were literally, our players were buying out to lose games, and then that's why El Pescadito Ruiz, right? He's one of the biggest names in Guatemala soccer, because he at one point he was the one that actually was the one that spoke out, and I think turned in some of the players, so and so is doing this, so and so is the one, literally for him it was dude, I'm working my ass off out on the field, and they already bought you out, and you're our center back, man.
Yeah.
How is that gonna work? You know what I mean? So
it's hard when you have countries that are poor, they need the money. I mean, even my dad, when he was in El Salvador, he's like, I played for the semi-pro team, and he's like, but they didn't pay me.
Yeah,
you had to get through on your own.
Yeah.
That's. But even then, though, to do that to your own country, to people who it's
people, and
no sense of pride.
Yeah,
no sense of pride of wanting to be there.
Bro, I wasn't even born older enough, and I wouldn't even do that to them. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Me neither, right? I was born here.
It's a sense of I need this money right now.
I'm probably going to the U.S.
we were all born here. Nice.
Damn. Now I'm about to get political right now.
No, but yeah.
Anyways, so that was just a little rambling. Now we're gonna talk about. Well, you kind of talked about each game already a little bit. But I mean, is there anything more in depth just that you guys want to talk about?
Predictions.
Guatemala and Canada. So the predictions for Guatemala, USA,
Guatemala,
and
USA.
then another one was Honduras and
Mexico.
Honduras making it to the semifinal too.
That was crazy though. But you know what? I think Panama just got big-headed.
You know what too? Honduras and Panama. Honduras has always usually come up.
Yeah, always beat them.
They're not
But Panama, for being such a small country, is always
Panama
being competitive.
have come up so much, so fast. It's Panama used to be Panama's in the group. It's
Yeah,
exactly.
And now it's Panama's in the group. You're okay.
But these past few years, they've been competitive.
Well, their coach too has been there for a while.
But that's the thing though, right?
Denmark.
Every Central American team has always had that same structure to where they might get a win. They might get a win, right? And then Panama, from one year to another, was all no, we're gonna win, right? And then they started beating the U.S. Now the U.S. struggles with Panama.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? Which is crazy.
With our 18,
Mexico has struggled with Panama.
But Panamanians, they're big and they're strong, man. And now you add
but they're good on the ball too, though.
Now you add good on the ball, and
their coach is from Denmark. You add a tactician there, someone who's good, and say Denmark from Europe is not a small Denmark. They're good. They're good. They've brought up players.
My man back there.
Yeah. No. Well, again, right? Denmark is a type of team. Even if you see the Denmark national team, very structured, very you play your position,
organized.
but we're gonna move the ball.
Too,
exactly. We're gonna build up and attack you. So if you bring that into the CONCACAF area, where again it's very, come and go, hit the ball.
But specifically when it comes to Central Americans.
Yeah. No, but I mean,
some of the island teams are the same way. Do you know what? I gotta give a shout to Dominican Republic.
Bro, yes.
They're gonna be the new Panama of it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, Dominican Republic showed out. I mean, they were talking a lot of smack about Guatemala, and we beat them 4-2, right? Yeah. So I mean, Guatemala's on the rise too. I mean,
You guys are. I'm not gonna lie. guys are.
But I mean,
But I don't think.
But the run ends against USA.
I don't think
I
the
think
US.
I think
I don't think.
I think it
I don't
ends,
think the US is gonna be able to. And if they do it,
it's not gonna be easy
It's
though.
not
I'll tell you
gonna
that.
no, it's gonna be a gritty game.
Yeah.
The thing is that Guatemala, you guys already know. I could tell you guys this even a week ago. Like Guatemala's gonna play the same match, rough them up, try to get in their heads, and kind of do the same thing that happened in Canada.
it won't.
But they'll play though. But they'll play.
Exactly.
They'll play.
US is so used to the Mexico rivalry, and that's what they get with Mexico. It's like those gritty games. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. All of these players
Not
that
these
are
guys,
called,
though.
no, not these guys. Not these guys. Maybe
Well, not
just
the- yeah, you're right, not
Maybe
these
just
guys.
certain players like Chris Richard because he's played in a match like that. Like Malik Tillman maybe because this Costa Rica team they were hitting him.
They were hitting them. Yeah.
And he didn't care. Like he got up. He kept going. Like
So that's the only reason I think US is kind of prepared because they had a game like with Costa Rica,
Yeah,
and even
Costa-
Guatemala's prepared because they had a team like Canada,
Canada.
where it's very similar to US.
And again, right? We just go back to the same thing where like Canada was a favorite. Like going into this tournament, like literally Canada.
Jesse Marsh was so buttered.
Dude, he was so
that guy's
mad.
an idiot. He came in talking like, bro, focus and worry about your own national team. Like just because you didn't get the job for the U.S. None of my players called me and said they weren't coming. Like they didn't need a rest, bro. Against Guatemala, fucking Buchanan was like and then Jonathan David was like and then next thing you know, in his press conference, he was like, yeah, we didn't have our full team. It's like, bro, get out of here.
No,
Like,
but Buchanan, no, he took a bad step though.
Yeah.
He took a really bad step.
No, but he pulled. You can
He
tell
kept
he
going,
pulled
though.
up. He felt it though.
he kept
right
going.
away.
He
but
kept
he
going.
took a really
You
bad
have
step.
like 5 subs now instead of 3. You're able to make subs.
Yeah, but
like,
he took. I don't think Buchanan was because of like fitness and resting. He took a really bad step.
bro, you can. Your body is warm. You can take that hit and keep going.
And
Worried
keep
about
going.
No, it wasn't
after
a
that.
hit. You didn't see. It was just he like the way he stepped. Oh,
Then why you step like that for?
I don't know.
Maybe it was our
Canadian.
Maybe it was our 5'3" left back that just had him on lock. You know what I mean? El caballo.
Right,
Morales, bro.
they're small, but like they can get you to
My
fight.
boy,
Yeah,
couple
Yeah.
kicks in the ankle.
The
You know
refs
what I
don't
mean?
see it, and it's just like.
I have a buddy that he told me, man, some of the like grittiest and dirtiest players I played against were Salvadorian. Like,
Yeah.
Central American,
American, man.
Not just Salvadorian.
Yeah.
You'll
Yeah.
feel it. Like I hate, like I'm from over there, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
Once I hear the accent, I'm like, I'm staying away from you.
Well, like I was telling Tony, just like because Mexico kind of has that culture a little bit too.
Yeah.
Where I played against Toluca, and I shoved my cleats straight through that shit. Man. Like it was an obvious card. I even got a yellow for it. But right after that, 3, not 1, not 2, 3.
You got
All
3
of
yellow
this-
cards?
No, 3.
I was like, what kind of league is this?
Low budget league. No, but 3 guys.
There's no red card.
Yeah.
Just yellow card, just warning.
Accumulation.
Keep the game fresh. No, but 3 players from Toluca came and just they lifted me up, and I was like, oh, and luckily I'm
That's a lot of
faster, but
just South America, Central America.
Yeah,
like that's the way to
It's
play,
just-
like pride.
it's pride and just make yourself known.
Yeah.
And I think that's gonna be an interesting game to see with the US, where US is gonna be focused on, okay, we need to win.
We need to play.
Let's get out there, do our best.
Coach is right, guys.
Coach is right, guys.
Yeah, I don't
If we
like
want to
that.
win it, we will. But then you have a team where it's like, we're the little guys. We made it to the semifinal. All
Yeah.
And they have nothing to lose.
They have
Like,
nothing to
Literally.
And that makes
Bro,
you even more of
yes.
a dangerous team.
It's just you're dangerous at that point. Like when you're the dark horse or the underdog, like you're swinging for the fences. The only one that can look bad is gonna be the U.S. Right? Like the U.S.
Literally.
came up short.
Yeah.
The U.S. couldn't do it. The
The
U.S.
US
couldn't-
lost to Guatemala.
Exactly. And what does
Look at the
Guatemala
FIFA
get?
look at the
Nothing but
FIFA
praise.
ratings, yeah.
Exactly.
And that 12.
And the sad thing is Guatemala's playing good.
Yeah.
the sad.
The sad-
Hey, no, I'm saying like they're not getting their credit.
Oh, yeah, no,
They're
yeah,
not getting
yeah,
their credit.
yeah,
Like, no one's gonna be
yeah.
like, oh, Guatemala just played good. No, everyone's gonna be like, oh, the U.S.
No,
just
the
didn't
US
do it.
slacked, yeah,
The whole
exactly.
tournament, even though what you guys lost to was
Panama, 1-0 though.
Panama,
But against Panama, that was the whole thing, right? Like if you guys watch the games, like the way we played against Jamaica, the way we played against Guadalupe, and then Canada.
Oh, you guys
it
almost
was
lost
like
it to Guadalupe too.
yeah. No, we were up 3-1, and then they got like a late, like a late goal.
Well, the thing with Jamaica is, and I was surprised because Jamaica is usually a lot stronger, but Jamaicans were just bouncing off the Guatemalans, freaking 5'3" little Guatemalans, and
Yeah.
coming up for headers and doing all
And-
that. And they wanted to do the same with Panama, But Panama's
just
strong.
strong. And Guatemala came out playing different. And I mean, again, right? We like how we were talking. Panama has improved a lot.
Yeah.
So they move the ball and they're strong and physical. And the thing that Guatemala came out scared, you could tell right off the bat. The first minute that the ball started playing, Guatemala was already on their back foot trying to defend. And when you come out like that, it could be any team. When you come out to try to defend 90 minutes, it's never going to work out. Unless you're 08,
Panama
Inter Milan.
been a competitor now. Panama, nobody looks at Panama and goes, it's just Panama. Like,
unless you're the U.S.
Unless you're the U.S.
Yeah, and then you get beat.
struggle.
Yeah,
It's
like three losses already to Panama. But
So, predictions.
yes.
How do you think the game's gonna go?
Go for it, Doug.
I think Guatemala's gonna take it. I think
Really?
Guatemala. I think
In 90 minutes, or do you think it goes to PKs? Because there's no extra time.
There's
there
no
is
extra
no
time.
extra
90
time.
minutes, however much added, and then PKs.
I don't think it's gonna be PKs. I think Guatemala's
So
gonna.
scoreline.
It's gonna be gritty, but I think it's like a 2-1 score.
To Guatemala.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Tony's over here like.
Tony's like exactly.
So it's tough, right? Because I've always been a U.S. supporter. I still am,
I am too.
but it's just
I like the US.
like the run that Guatemala's been going on, and like my ancestors, have just been like
Yeah.
it's
been good.
it's been nice. So it's like that's why I'm like, okay,
Guatemala's flying right now, man.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You get that feeling, and we've all played.
They're
Yeah.
gonna get stars in the air.
yeah, literally. Man. But yeah,
but we've all played. Once you get that, once you feel hot and you feel good and
Yeah.
you feel confident, you start doing things you never know you can do.
It's a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna go to Rumble for the U.S.
But
2-1 US.
Yeah, U.S. I
I
think
see-
Guatemala's run's been good, but I mean, like they
stops there.
yes, they stopped.
But
Yeah.
I don't think.
But
there's a-
I wouldn't be surprised if Guatemala.
I don't think there's
I wouldn't
a player in the U.S. right now on the team that
surprised guess.
surprised Moss.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a player in the U.S. on the team that you can look and say, oh man, they're gonna go at that defense and they're gonna destroy them. No,
They don't have natural
The
wingers.
fucking
Yeah, wingers,
the-
like they
But
they're
who's
still
the
dumb.
who's the forward right now? 'Cause I
Diego Luna.
Patrick,
Diego Luna that's like shaped like me and
bro, Diego
tatted
Luna
and
has
stuff.
been going good, but this tournament I don't think he's
Yeah,
He,
no.
a lot of the he's so annoying. A lot of
He's
passes
savvy.
are backwards.
He's savvy.
Backwards, like,
He does his
go
job in
forward.
the sense of he scored.
But it was a
lucky
bounce,
goal.
though.
I mean-
I wouldn't even give him that because the defender turned and it hit his back. And
Maybe you could just say he was in the spot right there, where good possession, good.
Well, because he shot it. I mean,
Yeah, he did take the
he
shot.
tapped it
But
there.
I mean, like, yeah, like he possession, he was in the right place.
But from there,
Movement,
give me a if Buchanan and Jonathan Davis were really top players compared to the forwards we have in the U.S. are not able to get through that bottom line defense.
I think Malik Tillman can unlock it. He'd probably be the one.
Malik Tillman's a little bit slick with the ball. Yeah.
He's
I
nice.
mean,
They
again,
could do
right?
him And Diego Luna.
Guatemala
Those
has
probably
like
top two.
no right to go into this game and thinking, oh, we beat Canada, like U.S. is in the bag. You know what I mean? Like they have to come out and like play hungry and play how they've been playing.
Well, they can't come out and play the way they did against Panama.
No, exactly. No.
They have
That
to-
won't work.
They have to at
And-
least let that win kind of lift them. Like, hey, we got this.
And I'm thinking the coach probably saw that too, because against Panama, again, we were dominated for literally, I'll go say 90 minutes.
Yeah.
We didn't see the ball, but again, I feel like even after that game,
But
we
only
showed up
lose
against
1-0.
Guadalupe,
Yeah.
and then against Canada, we all know what happened. So again, I think I want to say 2-1. My heart is saying 2-1 Guatemala. But I think I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to PKs again, just like Canada.
Yeah, that's all.
So,
Yeah, I
you
think
know.
that's me just hoping at this point.
Yeah.
So who would you like to see in your lineup? Well, for the U.S.
For the U.S.
So obviously you're not Guatemala.
Oh man.
So who would, what are the?
He is right now though, because he said we're gonna win.
I've been knighted.
So lineup and players. Who do you want to see?
Players,
What would you do? Like
I'm
if
not
you were-
super involved in like seeing the squad and like following the
Okay,
squad like
okay.
you guys, but I mean that's just me. I just focus on what I see, what they're doing at the moment, and how they're set up. I don't really focus.
Okay, but what formation would you? Let's just go on the formation then. What formation would you use?
formation wise.
Like you saw what US played, you saw how Guatemala played. What formation would you go to counter whatever Guatemala might do?
Whatever Guatemala's have up their sleeve for tomorrow.
I think just any formation that's.
No, you gotta pick a
No,
formation.
I know I'm
You're the
picking
coach
one,
right
but
now.
any formation for me that's really controlling the center mid. So anything like a 4-5-1 or or even a 4-4-3 just to be more attacking. Because again, the Guatemalan team against Canada, they got settled. They felt confident and they started moving around the ball around the back and they started making opportunities and going down those lines and attacking. They weren't going directly down the middle, but I think if they're able to cancel that out, U.S. is tall. U.S. they're physical, so I think having to deal with crosses is not.
I don't see that a bad idea, like stacking up the middle, because again, there's no natural wingers for the U.S. So I think even stacking up as like a Diego Luna as like more of like a right center mid, or even like a left mid, would be good. But yeah, no, I don't see that being a bad
And
option.
Since you're the Guatemala, what lineup would you want to see? And the players, because I mean, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the way we've been set up against Canada, well, Nicholas Hagen got hurt, so he's gonna be out. So it'd be he was good. But, so you know what the crazy thing is, right? Little detail before I go to my lineup. That Navarro, I think it's Navarro, right? That was his name. The goalie that came in for Hagen. He actually has more playing. So in his team, in his club team, in Guatemala, he plays consistently.
Yeah.
And then Nicholas is here in Columbus Crew, but he's been fighting for a spot. So,
but Nicholas, leading up to these games though, was it Patrick Schulte from Columbus Crew? He got hurt, so Hagen had like maybe 2-3.
Exactly before leading up to the Gold Cup, right? Exactly. So he's still got the starting spot,
but not playing is. I mean, as much as you're practicing, it's not the same thing. And I think that's why he was able to do so well in the penalty shootout. Because he's used to maybe not as high as pressure, but definitely pressure wherever he's playing, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely go with like a 4, back in like 08, 4-4-2 type of formation.
Tony likes a 4-4-2 where nobody
4-4-2. But no, I feel like it would benefit Guatemala because, again, right? Or even like a 4-5-1, kind of maybe even mirroring what the U.S. comes out with, to where like the middle is stacked.
Right now you guys have been playing what, 4-2-3-1? I think that's what you guys play.
Yeah, 4-2. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so 2 holding mids, double pivots. But even that works. I mean, as long as we're crowding the areas, because again, I feel like defensively we've just been great because we've been shifting together, defending together, and then moving up. And in transition, right? So that's what we want to definitely do against the U.S. because it looks like the U.S. has been shaky. Ream has not been all that great. I mean, for years now. I don't know. And then who's his replacement? Zimmerman. I'm like, So where's
Zimmerman was doing good though.
No, and he cut his hair, so his powers are gone. I think.
Well, when he has long, yeah, I agree. Right, when he has long hair.
So I think Guatemala just, definitely start Escobar on the right wing, how he did, and then Santis and Rubin up top. Even Lom. The thing is that you really got to see what you want. Well, he played against Jamaica, but the thing is that the way they used him against Jamaica was very like false nine, like very like hold the ball and you play it out to the wings. The thing is that he's very slow, so it really depends on what you want because Rubio's a lot more. Rubio's quicker. So he'll get to those gaps a lot faster, but him holding the ball isn't that great because he's not as big as him.
Do you guys have another? I think he plays on the outside, number 11. I don't know what to remember, but he's a youngster too.
Dude, he's good.
He's good.
I think really good.
Those 3 have to be up there again, which is Santis, that number 11 kid, and Olga. Yeah, those 3 have to be there.
Was Olga 20? No, 20.
No, Olga is number 19.
Who's 20?
No, Olga is 20.
Is he 20?
Yes,
okay.
Olga is 20.
Well,
yes.
I think because you can't, like you said, you can't just play 2 defensive, like because you also have to go out
and attack
too. So those 3 I think would be fine. The reason why, because all 3 of them attack, but they also work.
Exactly.
And with Rubin up top, obviously, because Rubin, he's going up, he plays. He play for the nationals for you.
Yeah, but for you guys to beat Guatemala, there has to be a player that just leads them, because at the end of the day, as much as Donovan was the face of the U.S., he was a leader, but you still had Clint Dempsey, and you still had Tim Howard, and those were 3 big names.
Even Michael Bradley. You know what I mean? Michael Bradley was like a important player on the national team.
So let me ask you guys this then. You have, let's see, should we put 3 or 5? So if you're able to bring back 3 to 5 players that don't play anymore, previously from the U.S., who would you guys bring to install into this team?
I'll tell you my first pick over any other pick, Tim Howard. Tim Howard.
And the goalkeeper? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, was he gonna play forward?
No, but I mean, you know what the crazy thing is? Freeze did okay. I mean,
let me tell you
why
my
he did
opinion.
great.
Freeze did okay in the penalty, but after that, I don't think he's necessarily been like challenged.
You need
to make a
leader.
save. And look at the one mistake that he did. They played Costa goal.
Yeah.
And like even the second goal for Costa Rica, it could have might have been on him. Like he deflected it to go back out too. So like I don't think he just said that he's good at PKs, like that's his thing because he did like this whole report on college.
He thought he was a Dibu.
Yeah.
Dibu out there.
Did you see him? He gave me that. He was like,
Yeah, my boy was flexing.
Yeah. At the end of the day, how bad would you rather have a keeper that's good at PKs or good for 90 minutes?
No, yeah, definitely Tim Howard.
Crazy because I saw today the thing where I think it was today where he's made his 14 saves against Belgium.
Oh, I think it was like
today.
it was today, right? Or
so,
yesterday, something like that. Yeah.
I was like, damn, how much would you put the tip on? So that's one.
Alexis Lalas.
that guy. Oh my
He's one of the
goodness.
worst pundits.
Him and his what is it? Denim jerseys that they wore. Man,
Bro,
yeah. No.
No, I would do probably
That's not even his first name. You guys know that?
Alexis.
Lott is not his first name.
No.
So I also watched what's it? I think what's this guy's name? It's one of the old. It's not Clinton Mathis, but it's Eric Winalda.
Okay.
So remember, I don't know if you guys remember when Alexis Lott said, that the U.S. needs players from like the same type of like environment, how they grew up. I don't know
Oh, when he said that,
Yeah.
all these
and
MLS
he
players.
sounded like kind of racist or whatever.
Yeah.
So like I think it was like the next day that followed it, Eric Winalda comes over and he said, literally said, that's all BS. That's all bullcrap because no other nation like does that. Like Argentina, like no, those guys are all from like different places, you know.
Exactly.
And he came in and he's like, you know what? You're an immigrant here too. His first name is like Pitaldi or something like that, which is his
Really?
parents are Greek. So I was like, bro, he basically called him out. He said, you're an immigrant too. Like you're not from here. So next, you should have never played for like the national team, this and that or whatever. It's like, bro, like that's such a stupid thing to say.
Yeah.
Like it's idiotic. He's one of the worst pundits. I'm sorry.
But the thing is, that kind of, I don't want to say it.
Don't say that it makes sense because it
No,
does
I'm
not
not gonna
make
say. I'm not gonna say it makes sense.
Like
But
that's
that is
dumb.
the ideology that people have. Majority of people have when it comes to U.S. soccer. Like, oh, they need to all play together. They need all to know the same thing and have the same structure.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
just
like
US,
that's just U.S. And it's
That's just
at the
US.
end of the
And why do you
day-
think we suck?
But
Exactly.
it's because every country has their stereotypes when it comes to soccer. Italy, France known for their defense. Spain, tiki-taka. England, freaking
Not
physical,
winning anything.
Not winning anything, but physical and powerful.
Hey, they want a World Cup.
But
They want one.
every country has their stereotypes. Even Central American countries, the U.S. doesn't have a stereotype when it comes to soccer.
Yeah.
U.S.
Just like the U.S. itself has like no culture.
No
I mean,
culture.
that's like a new thing that like.
No
Whoa!
No soccer culture. Like,
soccer
no,
culture.
it doesn't. Like,
But it's for the same reason because we have a system that's pay to play.
and it's because it's so controlled. Do you guys know like the U.S.
Yeah.
Soccer Federation? So you guys, what is it called? The band that does all like the chants.
Mhm.
I forgot what it. I forgot what their name is.
I saw a TikTok that's like Seattle. Have you seen that guy?
No, yeah. But I'm
We
talking about,
want to win.
They were talking about like what is like the actual U.S. though. You know how they do the.
Oh, the Outlaws.
Yeah, there you go. The American
Yeah, the
Outlaws.
American
like,
Outlaws.
We
Yeah,
love ya. We love ya.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Yeah.
shit's so stupid. And the
Well, you know what's crazy? That we only picked that one up from Iceland. You remember when Iceland did it in the Euro?
Oh, yeah. But it's controlled though. The federation allows them to actually do those chants. If they said no, you can't do those chants, they wouldn't do them anymore.
Really?
So it's controlled from
What
that.
would happen with Mexico's chance?
No, I mean they're homophobic chants.
Oh, but it wasn't a homophobic thing. It was just-
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah, but you see,
but
they
that's-
try to control
They
that.
do, but at
And
the end of the day,
they're not- they're-
when it
yeah,
comes
they're not
to
gonna do
actual-
But again, it's because it's Hispanic. Like Hispanics or Mexicans, whatever. They don't.
I think it's
We
just
don't
Hispanics,
care.
yeah.
Hispanics in general don't
Yeah.
care. You know what I mean? Like we go to the
Like,
stadium, we're like,
you
we
can't-
paid
you-
money.
yeah,
Like
you
I'm
can't
gonna.
bring in a cuete or something.
No,
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
when you talk about
Are you serious?
breaking the rules,
What did that happen? Next thing you know, boom!
Well, look in Argentina, where like those games are like
their war.
Bro, not even that. You see the River Plate for the Club World Cup?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
River Plate fans, the Palmeiras fans, all
Or
here,
Boca
like,
Look at
Juniors.
look at Botafogo with PSG.
Botafogo.
They got
Dude,
the
they were
fight.
fighting. Dude, the crazy thing is that the Botafogo fan and the PSG fan, they all look Hispanic, bro. It was probably some like Salvadorian and like some Mexican dude getting down. You know what I mean? Like,
But again, it's just the system it's built to satisfy the people that have money to put the kids in
But-
stuff.
going back, wait, because we definitely sidetracked off of
Yes.
everything. Going back to what you asked, definitely, yeah, Tim Howard.
Okay, who else?
Landon,
Okay,
Yes,
Dempsey,
I agree.
okay. You gotta pick one,
Dempsey?
though. You gotta pick one.
Okay. All right,
So
my
those
bad.
are your three?
Dempsey, who else?
Those three? You can pick 3 to 5. 3 to 5.
3 or 5.
Obviously, with this team, we
Maybe
need
Marcelo Balboa. I like Marcelo Balboa.
He's fucking the coach.
Yeah, he's a cousin. Hey, when he talks Spanish, talk Spanish. Yeah.
Marcelo Balboa, and then
What did Marcelo Balboa play? Defense?
I think
Center
center
back.
back.
Okay, center back. Okay.
And then
Wasn't he with Alexis Lalas?
I think so.
Okay.
It was good though.
No, that's fine.
Good.
Yeah.
And Bradley.
Yeah, that's exactly who I was gonna. Okay,
You
so,
picked the same 5?
No.
I try to
No,
pick a defender,
so-
but if I'm being honest, Marcelo Balboa, I'm not holding on to him that strong. I just want to pick a defender because I didn't want to
Yeah,
pick
I
all
was
the
like,
tactics.
really? Okay, so yeah, I definitely, well, starting back to front, Tim Howard, definitely in goal. And then I would actually, as a captain, or even just being on the team, I would pick Carlos Bocanegra. I would pick him, and then I would put Michael Bradley in the center defensive, so then Tyler Adams to stop making 5-yard passes. 5-yard passes, you know what I mean? And maybe break some lines through Michael Bradley. And then, yeah, I mean, definitely I would have Landon. You have to have Landon. I'd have Landon.
As a player, because as a player, he's kind of.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah,
Better
and
than
then,
Lala.
yeah, and then Landon pissed me off because then he was all this like America, and then he went to go play for Leon, and then USA didn't.
Poor Mexico.
Yeah, then USA didn't make it to the
Oh,
World
yeah.
Cup, and he's like,
I was
let's
like,
support our
I'm
neighbor,
done,
like
I'm done.
you know. So, but whatever. I love Landon. So yeah, so then.
Landon, if you're watching this, we love you.
Subscribe and,
was
then literally, and then so Landon, and then the last ones I'm kind of like tricky because I feel like we need a striker, but we haven't had really. I mean, even maybe I would even take Altidore like in his prime.
I did not like
a prime Altidore.
I did not like Altidore.
Because even like who else? Because even like let's
He
say
was at
McBride.
Villarreal,
Like
was pretty good.
McBride was good, and he played in Europe. He played
McBride
Europe
was
ball.
good.
So maybe I'd take McBride. I'd probably take McBride, like to have someone up top. Because I'll give Pulisic. I like the way Pulisic plays.
I do. I
and
love
coming
how he
off the
plays.
left wing, I think he'd be great.
But he can't do everything.
No,
The man
exactly.
Landon Donovan did it.
Yeah, he can't do everything. He can't show up to the Gold Cup either. So I mean. You know, yeah, we definitely know he can't do it. His body was talking to him.
Because he needs rest and hang out
Yeah.
with his girlfriend.
Exactly. Instead of something is his back.
Play golf instead.
But
So,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I have to agree with Tim Howard. Tim Howard he's saved us so many times.
Literally.
So Tim Howard for sure. Landon Donovan also for sure. Like, it's Captain America, right? That's the original. Everyone else is kind of hard. I think I would also take Michael Bradley.
I
Michael
love
Bradley
Michael
at
Bradley.
the center mid. Like,
Love Michael Bradley.
I didn't like him at first because I seemed like he would like run around a lot, but as he progressed, he
Like an older Michael Bradley, huh?
Like in
Oh,
his
yeah,
prime,
no,
prime
yeah.
years,
His
Michael
prime
Bradley.
years, he was older.
Yeah.
He was definitely
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
he was good. Another one, kind of underrated. I think I'd take DeMarcus Beasley.
Ooh,
I forgot
yes,
about
I'd
DeMarcus
take DeMarcus
Beasley.
Beasley.
But wait, DeMarcus Beasley.
DeMarcus Beasley, the winger.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask you.
Winger.
Okay.
Not
When he played left back for like
even
Houston
though,
Dynamo.
even though he was pretty good though, because he
Yeah.
went to another World Cup like that.
But again, right, comparing, like, I would still take Anthony Robinson at left back position. Than,
Definitely. But imagine you have an overload of Anthony Robinson and DeMarcus Beasley with so much speed. Like,
Did he even start this last game?
No, but he's not. He didn't.
he got surgery or something. So he's
Oh, I saw him on the lineup. That's why I'm like, why is he not starting?
That's
No.
why you probably saw Miles Robinson.
Miles Robinson is
Oh,
a center back.
That's
Yeah.
another one. And then my fifth one would be kind of hard. Obviously, I would want the striker, but again, we don't
We don't have
Limited,
like
limited, always.
Josie, Brian McBride, unless you're not gonna bring Brian Ching back.
Oh my gosh. I hated that guy. I'm glad you brought that up, dude. Brian Ching was horrible. Anyways.
I don't know if I could bring someone else. I don't think I'd. I know who else. Still holding.
Oh my god, yeah, Stu.
I wouldn't bring him.
You know who was okay, and then after his injury, I would give him like the benefit of the doubt was Taylor Twellman. Taylor Twellman was a dog, and with the New England Revolution, he put in work.
He did.
I mean, he lost to the Galaxy in the final.
He did.
By Pescadito goal.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't bring. I'd rather bring Brian McBride or someone else.
Yeah, of course.
But I don't even think I've named a defender yet. So
that's what's hard is that we don't have amazing.
I would go with like I don't know, someone like back then, maybe like Eddie Pope.
Eddie Pope was great, or you know who like as like a honorable mention, like Owichi Onyewu.
I was about to say Oguchi, but then I was like, let me take it
Oguchi.
back a little bit because Oguchi wasn't that good with this.
Or
with this feet, but I think we'll go with Eddie Pope.
Or
Oguchi
even
was
or even Matt Bessler.
Oh no, you know what? No, I don't like Matt Bessler.
You don't like Matt Bessler?
You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go with Tab Ramos. Tab Ramos, bro. Did you guys have you seen the way that have you ever played? Bro, look up Tab Ramos. He had moves.
Yeah.
Like,
coming off the back, center back.
No, just as a midfielder. So
Midfielder. Okay.
I would have Tab.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was either between him and Clint Matthews or Ronaldo.
You want Marcelo Balboa?
So you know,
I had one defender.
I had
Overall.
Tim Howard, Donovan.
Our chips.
Our guess.
They don't like our picks.
Yeah, literally.
So Donovan, Howard, Michael Bradley. Also have
Tab Ramos, and then up top. I don't think you ever said anything.
So Tab Ramos and then Eddie Pope.
Eddie Pope was a dog too, though. Eddie Pope was great.
Oh, Gucci was remember when you stared down? Was it Borghetti?
Yeah.
And Borghetti was like the first one, and then like I saw a little. Like oh shit, yeah, like
he's not backing down.
Yeah.
But just because he thought like no.
Fun fact though of Marcelo Balboa, he's dual nationality too. He's Argentinian.
Is he really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Well, then, fun fact, so is Tab Ramos from Uruguay.
Oh really?
See what I mean? It's.
They always had it, bro. If you think about it, all the big teams also have it. Like Netherlands, like France.
Definitely France.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, no, they have like Benzema. He was like Algerian descent. Even go back to Zidane.
Yeah.
Zidane, yeah.
Like
another fun fact about me, I actually trained with his dad.
With who?
Marcelo Balboa's dad.
Really? He played just like Marcelo Balboa. But now, as a commentator.
He keeps on bringing up Marcelo. I've never seen a highlight. Like he's not so much.
It was good.
He's such a recognizable. Like at least he was like Eddie Pope. Like Marcelo Balboa.
His dad was his dad had this team where, dude, as a coach, his dad would just kind of open up your mind on how.
So you're Argentinian, like he came from.
His dad was Argentinian.
Okay.
I think he for River Plate.
Oh
yeah. But yeah, his dad was just a
I would have
great
been
coach.
so fun.
I want to pick a defender. That's the only one I knew good and seen highlights of him.
You know what? Who else? I think Paulo Mastroeni was Argentinian, kind of.
Paulo Mastroeni was
He was like our Gennaro Gattuso, just
dirty. Like you knew he was gonna go in for the dirty work.
Yeah.
But I mean, like it's because that whole like U.S. I
There
mean,
were some
again,
ballers
like
there,
their best
were
World Cup,
ballers.
right? Like in 02, where they got eliminated by Germany. Like almost all those players were like dogs. Like they wanted
But they were
to
good
be
on
there.
the
And
but that's what we're
was the
missing.
midfielder.
That's what we're missing in
Yeah.
our
And
US
then-
today.
John.
Yeah.
There were some other guys.
I'm glad though for tomorrow that we're missing all that for the U.S.
Yeah.
Because you
It's
can't
crazy
give me a
because
player that
this is a BC team,
You
but
can-
excluding some players.
you can't give me a player that like you're excited to watch for the US.
Right now,
At least not
like
right
in
now.
this Gold Cup,
Yeah.
Malik Tillman, bro. He just got a $40 million transfer move for 2 Bayern Leverkusen.
You know what? I think it's gonna be great for him though.
Malik Tillman, if they don't try to have him as a replacement for Florian Wirtz, because obviously Wirtz is like
Wirtz is crazy. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
He went to Liverpool.
It's just I don't know. The US man, like
I would say
I
Malik
see
Tillman.
I see the talent that we have, and it just doesn't. Like
It-
you can
it's-
be.
At first it was Gio Reyna, but dude needs to go somewhere and he needs to play.
He just needs
He needs to
consistency.
play.
Mhm.
And you know what?
Spain or Italy.
He's one of the ones that like even if it's like last option, come back to the MLS. Like it's literally a year before the World Cup. If you really can't, no, but it's just he's tried his luck in Europe and no one wants him.
No, bro.
You know what I
There's
mean?
been teams that have to have them. It's just he didn't take.
Because I know he was with Dortmund for like how
so
long, and then
Fiorentina wanted him. Real Sociedad also wanted him. There's I think maybe Ajax. Like you have to go to one of those teams. Like he just has to go somewhere where he has to play.
I think he wants to go to
like a name team, like a big name.
Look what happened with Christian Pulisic. He was playing for Chelsea when Chelsea was up at
he helped them win a Champions League.
Was that COVID?
Yeah.
But took out Real Madrid.
But at the end of the day, that Chelsea team was. The whole Chelsea situation was just it was a mess, dude.
It still is. That's like one of them.
Yeah,
they
buy
have like an overload of players.
Loan them out.
Yeah, like they have an overload of players, which is crazy.
It was around the time where Frank Lampard was there, and for some weird reason, Warner was like missing on the line goals somehow, so they fired him. Yeah.
Well, he got loaned
back to
because
he did from them. He did say loan players, and they also get players. It's like.
Well, Warner got loaned because he had a terrible season, man. I'm talking terrible.
Did you know that Pato played for them too?
Oh yeah, he did.
Pato, huh?
He was good.
And I was like, bro, like, why would you like?
Pato,
he barely.
Pato primed out too early though. I remember him in Milan.
You know why? Because when he came in, do you know how fast that guy was and how dynamic?
Dude, yeah.
They tried to make him into a striker. It's like, bro, why? Like this kid, if he would have stayed as a winger, not put so much like.
Weight on, exactly.
Like, he would have been something else. Him as a winger, like you were not gonna catch him, bro.
Yeah.
He was just.
Look at that famous goal he scores against Barcelona, where he just.
And he wasn't even that good, bro.
Where Busquets is like, oh.
Talking about young Busquets too.
Yeah.
Bro, if that would have been a skinny, he would have dusted it even more, bro. If you go look how fast he was, bro.
No,
he was fast.
Yeah.
He was explosive.
But going back to the thing about Joe Reina, Pulisic wasn't getting any playing time in Chelsea. And he left.
And he was hurt too, though.
He was hurt, but he left to AC Milan. And AC Milan wasn't like.
But it's still a big team.
It is a big team, but they weren't doing as great as you would think in AC Milan.
It doesn't matter though,
AC
because
Milan,
even if they did it, it's still a big team, and it's the name. So like, you still have pressure, like
to perform, because you want to get back to that level, right? To like high level.
It's a big team, but I don't think Joe Reina necessarily has to go from there. Maybe his playing style fits either Italy or Spain. Like he has to go.
And you know what's crazy, that I think Pulisic looked a lot better in Italy, because Italy's known defensively, but it's very much like slower. It's slow tempo.
And he's fast.
Tempo. But yeah, and in the Premier, he was just like another winger guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like there was nothing that made him outshine anybody else.
It is crazy how in Italy it's just like it's such a high level, but the pace of it's just like a little bit slower than Premier League.
Exactly.
But yet the accuracy of everything is just
Well, I mean, it's the same thing, right? Like if you really just look at the leagues, it's like Spain is like move the ball,
more technical.
I'm gonna take you on, and then we're gonna touch, and we're gonna create.
It's still
chances.
fast, but it's not as fast.
Yeah,
I think it's more like
it's just like up and down, physical, and I'm just gonna outpace you every time, you know. And then that's why Man City turned that whole league upside down. Like prime Man City with Guardiola was, now they're moving the ball, and that's the same reason why Spain teams have always kind of like outdone English teams because of the same reason.
Not just that, but also French teams. Look what they did to this French team right now. Like they've always had France on their number. Like even like from back then, they're players who are like small, but they're good on the ball.
Exactly.
Like, well, look at this French team right now that PSG has.
A lot of players who are small in the midfield, but they're good on the ball.
Vitinha, but he's Portuguese.
Ruiz.
Yeah, but
Fabian Ruiz.
Yeah, that's why PSG is like
Spain.
Exactly. Luis Enrique took that mentality there too.
He said, "Screw Mbappe, Neymar."
Yeah. Well, Mbappe didn't lock into that mentality before he left.
The video.
Yeah, where Luis Enrique's telling him like, you need to come down and defend and like be with like your players.
We got to see them because we start talking about Mbappe. You guys know how I get. You know how I get. We start talking about.
I mean,
but
anyways,
it's the pressure of being able to be a forward and being hungry and wanting to win.
You see, it wasn't Dembele. He was.
Yeah,
he looked like a lion chasing his tail.
Literally, and he's just fast. But I mean, back to what we were kind of talking about. I mean, it's gonna be a good game tomorrow. A close game.
Close game.
As much as I want to see you cry, I hope they win.
Another quick question: if you had to pick a five-a-side team, anyone that you can choose from the U.S., five-a-side team, who would be your five?
Marcelo Balboa for sure.
It could be anyone. President, or pass. Like this one's up to like anyone.
Obviously Tim Howard, the other goalkeeper. Michael
He's not that good with his feet though, is he? Was he ever good with his feet?
Not really.
He
Not
scored a goal
really.
from like a full length of a field.
He
so
did
I
with
would- I
Everton.
would say
With
yes.
Everton, huh?
Was it with Everton or Manchester?
Yeah, with
United?
Everton.
Was Everton? Tim Howard.
I would say Tim Howard, Michael Bradley, just because Michael Bradley defensively was really good, even though he was good on the ball, but defensively strong, solid. The other defender that played with, or middle that played with Michael Bradley, Zimmerman.
Zimmerman?
Is it Zimmerman? Or Beckerman. Sorry.
Oh,
Beckerman.
like from Real Salt Lake? Kyle Beckerman? Yeah, with the dreads.
He was a beast. Though.
Yeah.
He was in
He had
that
a-
team when we had that amazing team with Michael Bradley and all that.
He had a little like couple
No.
months where he was actually showing out. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would take him on your 5-a-side.
Yeah. Because we don't have any good defenders. I'll just put him as a defender at this point.
Okay,
We don't have any good defenders. Name a good defender. Oh, actually, I take that back. 'Cause you said past or present. You said past or present, not just past. Probably Robinson. I'll do Robinson from a 5-a-side instead of.
Anthony Robinson?
Yeah.
That's a good one. I'll take that one. No,
Bro, if you
He's
look
fast.
at 5-a-side.
That's you need speed in 5-a-side.
Yeah, but you also need to be good on the ball. If you look at Anthony Robinson, if he with the ball, he's not good. Bombing forward, giving you crosses all day. Yeah, that's
he's kind of shaky.
Yeah, he's kind of shaky, but I mean that's those are your choices.
But
yeah,
it's
Michael. So you have Michael Bradley,
there's
Anthony
no
Robinson.
good. Like you can't look at a U.S. defender and be like,
He's great on
that
the
was
ball.
the guy.
Yeah.
That was the dude.
Yeah,
There's no U.S. defender like that. The culture of the U.S. is it.
Okay, so Tim Howard, Anthony Robinson, Michael Bradley. You have
Two more.
goalkeeper, defender, midfielder,
And then Dempsey and Donovan.
that's it.
I love that. Dempsey
Yeah.
was such an underrated player.
I never really liked him.
I love Dempsey. That was so
Besides, like he had a dog in him, like yeah, but other than that, he was
I don't know. I want to kind of change because everybody's picking Tim
Oh,
Howard.
I'm gonna change it because I completely forgot about this guy. Not Robinson. Des. My bad.
That's who I was
He
gonna
was
pick.
talking so much crap about Des.
But yeah, but he's-
I'm
that's
saying-
who I was gonna
no,
pick,
but I'm
actually,
saying
yeah.
Des-
Oh, you can still pick him, and it
I
doesn't matter.
think Des is good. I just think that because of the system that the U.S. has, he can't really explode. the
Well,
way
I
he
mean,
should.
that's why a lot of people were criticizing Berhalter because Berhalter ball, that he was trying to
Get it to the
implement.
wings and
boring,
cross.
yeah, get it to the
Wings
wings and
and
cross.
cross.
And that's what Des didn't like because Des didn't have the freedom to kind of go up and be crafty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, I think I would pick just because better on the ball, newer ball type of thing. I'll probably take Turner as the goalie.
Matt Turner.
Matt Turner,
Bro,
but he's
every-
better on the ball. He's better on the ball than
He
Tim Howard.
sucks on the ball.
Hey, bro.
Bro,
if you could
I don't
say-
like Matt. Bro,
if you
oh
say
my
that-
god,
You like Matt Turner?
Bro, you
Who do
brought
you
up
take? Zach Steffen?
You brought probably yeah.
Really? Zach Steffen?
Bro, you brought
No.
up Matt Turner, and I get boy, bro. Just looking at him, bro. Like I want to just not just he's soft.
He is.
I remember we got eliminated a Copa America, and he was like, "This team is going in the right direction." Like, bro, you just got eliminated. You
Yeah,
guys
what are you talking-
grew.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
From there on, even before I didn't like.
Oh, for the Copa America,
Just
huh?
because like he just looks like so soft. You just want to be like, "Bah!"
All right, you know who I'll take then?
I don't like that guy.
Casey Keller. With the pants, with the goalie pants. That's what I'll take.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with gold pants.
Yeah.
first of all.
So
First
I'll
of
take,
all.
remember,
I'll take Casey Keller.
Okay.
All right, I'll take Casey Keller with a fucked up hairline.
He's bald now.
He is bald. I'll take Casey Keller and then I'll do Sergino Dest. I will do Michael Bradley, Landon, and
My list.
instead, who did you say? Beckerman?
I lied, dude.
I'll do, I'll do Claudio
Out of all
Reyna.
people, you put Beckerman.
And then Michael Bradley, Landon, Claudio Reyna, Des, and then and Keller, right? Is that my 5?
Yeah.
Well, you already okay.
No.
Yeah, Keller.
Yeah. So Keller, yeah.
What about you?
I mean, I'll just take Brad Friedel just because I don't want to take him out.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sergio Dest, and Sergio Dest is a baller on there. I would pick Gio Reyna.
That's a good pick.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
In
Yeah.
those small little pockets.
Ooh, but I got his dad. So,
But I feel, yeah, his dad is more like controlling. They're both good though. So That's, I'd have to pick. I have to go with Michael Bradley. Michael Bradley is just too.
Yeah, he's like an important piece.
Yeah, he's like right there. But he's good on the ball, but he's also good on running. He's also good. And then up top, I want to go with Donovan. Pulisic isn't that good on the in small little tight spaces.
I kept picking people from the past only. I played from the present.
Did you see the thing from the
That's how
past?
disappointing they are.
You know what? I'd probably consider it. I'd probably go with like Eric Ronaldo up top, like from the past.
Okay.
So, what was that? Frito, Dest, Bradley, Gio, and oh, that's already like 6 players. No?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you got some subs.
Okay, so hold on. So, Frito, Dest, Bradley, Gio, and then screw Donovan. I'll put Ronaldo.
Okay.
Just because everyone's already chosen.
I did get on.
And Donovan, I don't know. He's probably good in spaces, but I don't know if he was that good in
Dude, he was just
tight spaces.
Dude, he was, because the thing that makes him, like, people think that he probably wasn't, his moves are just so, Paper Leon.
Before that, he used to go to Redlands and play with all the Mexicans.
Yeah, remember, that was like, wait, isn't that in his documentary or whatever?
So,
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that, yeah.
But yeah, I guess his moves are, like, really linear. He doesn't look like when he played, he didn't look like very, like kind of loose, you know? He just boom,
and
boom,
flow,
boom,
yeah.
boom. And it worked.
It's that Redlands ball.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think he was good. He was good. I can't deny that. He was good.
It's just had heart, man. This USA team, they don't have heart, they don't have pride, they don't have any of that. Like,
They don't have Doug Pride.
They don't have that Doug pride.
Exactly. And yeah, I really, I mean, going back to like a quick thing too, is like, I really don't think Pochettino was the guy for the job, if I'm being honest. I feel like the U.S. needs a coach that
Understands.
exactly. Look at
He's Argentinian, so he even said, "I'm not gonna beg anyone to come over here." So, because obviously one of the probably the two teams, national team, Argentina and Brazil, are probably teams that probably have not had any dual net. Like they've all been from Argentina. I think Brazil now with one player that they've had that they could have.
Well, it's for the same reason that they have a great national team, so who wouldn't want to play for them?
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But everyone here probably just. But look at Anthony Robinson. He could probably be the starting left back for England right now.
But at the
Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw in the he was good. He was
Luke Shaw's like
international
Omar for
tournament.
us, but Luke Shaw gained like 40 pounds like in
But
like
he was
a month.
He was good though. In that tournament when they made it to the final, he was good. He was good. After that, who? Like, Anthony Robinson could probably be
I
starting
mean,
more.
I know. Well, I mean, you're doing that also, right? I mean, you're Mexican or triple. What do you think about so that way we don't leave our
neighbors,
our Mexico neighbors and Honduras out too? What do you guys think about? At least, man, we don't gotta really go into any of like the lineups or anything, but at least
I think
prediction
that was gonna be
wise,
close too. That one.
closer than people think actually.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be close.
That Honduras team that after the 6-0 they locked down defensively. They got some players who can.
Mexico's asleep, man. Mexico's
This isn't that good of Mexico.
It's not because
honestly.
what used to drive Mexico was just sheer pride, man. Sheer pride in wearing that jersey. Sheer pride of like, I'm gonna get up and I'm not gonna stop until I get the ball back.
And they had more players playing in Europe than
They did, but they
Exactly.
were just the Mexico when they were good. They were just animals, dude. Like they looked like hungry dogs when it came to attacking the ball, keeping the ball. Like now, this Mexico team don't look that prideful. They want to look elegant, but Mexico's never been that. Oh, let's play this elegant soccer.
Exactly.
Mexico always been like we're
Warriors.
We're warriors.
No, they used to be good on the ball. I'm not gonna lie.
They were, but they were warriors. Like Tony said, like you try to get them off the ball, and they're not going down.
I mean, their best player Vela didn't even like soccer. He liked basketball. You know what I mean? Like he could have literally been great. Like I think Vela had like
And
the
too.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but he had more because that was his dad was Brazilian.
He's Brazilian, yeah,
That-
exactly. He's
that
like half
player.
Brazilian.
Yeah.
But even
So that's why he was good.
But even you look at Chicharito, you can't sit there and tell me that Chicharito was this amazing player on the ball.
No, but he was just a goal scorer.
But that's why he gave his life to score like, well, you know, like throw his face in
His
there.
face in there,
Yeah.
And that's what this Mexico team is. Now you're going against a Honduras team that want to prove something, that want to make history, that want to carry. They have that weight on their shoulders where they want to make history, make their people proud.
Again, I think it's like Guatemala. If Honduras wins, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. The thing is, right, that we always go back to CONCACAF, And if I'm being honest with you guys, CONCACAF has always been dirty. You know what I mean? And for it being a tournament that's here in the U.S.,
they want a Mexico.
They want a Mexico-U.S. final for the money because that's what's gonna sell, and Mexico's gonna fill up the stadium regardless. You get me? So it's like there's no way that they book the final at the Dallas Cowboy Stadium and it's gonna be Honduras against Guatemala. You know what I mean? Like
or Honduras USA.
Or Honduras USA.
Guatemala, Mexico.
Or Guatemala, Mexico, yeah, because I feel like Mexico's gonna show out regardless.
Yeah.
So we have more of a chance to beat USA, than again Honduras has to beat Mexico.
There's always gonna be some political.
Yeah. Well, look at the year that I attended when Jamaica went in with the U.S. and it was a huge upset against Mexico. The tickets went from like $200 to like $50, and I was sitting right on the sideline.
Exactly.
Like
because they want to sell out and get their money back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah, but I mean, I think it's still going to be a close game, and what do you call it? I think it's either a scoreline, just kind of like the same thing, 2-1, 1-0, something like someone grinded out a win. And I mean, at the end of the day, Mexico is good. They brought their 18 too. Mexico's, you know, they were like Canada. Mexico brought like their team.
Every team brought their 18 besides the U.S.
Yeah.
Oh, and
we're still in semifinals.
And Saudi Arabia, because a lot of the players were playing for.
Well, look at Al Hilal right now.
Took out Manchester City for
literally, that was awesome. But yeah, I mean, I think it'll still be a grinded out kind of victory. I think Mexico will find a way to win.
I think that's gonna be the more entertaining game in the sense of like
they might get down.
They might get down.
Yeah, because
tackles.
Everyone has a rivalry with Mexico.
Yeah.
Honduras, Salvador, Guatemala,
all of Central America, all of Central
Panama.
America.
Yeah. And not even then, Argentina don't like them.
Yeah.
If you really want to speak like it, like, and every other South American team does too.
But it's because
lie.
Mexico is such a prideful, and I respect that. I respect that they're so prideful. Where it's like, well, we're Mexico.
Yeah,
like, that's the mentality.
We're here, and yeah, exactly. We're gonna be here.
But now it's the mentality is, oh, we're Mexico. Of course we're gonna win. And it's like, no. Back then it was, we're Mexico. We have to win.
Yeah.
There's no way we're losing. We're Mexico.
And you know,
but now it's like, oh, well, we're Mexico. It's like, no.
And it's just, you know what the crazy thing is though too is that like I feel like the own like not even like the Mexican fans or people, because I see like on comments and stuff like that, a lot of the Mexican like fans are very honest, like no sirven, like this and that. Don't even go watch them. Some of them, right? But then
the ones that act like common sense, they don't tell you.
Yeah, but
this
majority is not good. This is what I like about Mexico fans is that, I mean, it's like a double-edged sword. Like, you should support your country no matter what, I guess. But at the same time, if your country's not doing good and you show that you're not going to support them because they're not doing good, that affects change within the organization. That affects change within, that puts pressure on whatever is going on in that organization. It's like, hey, dude, we're not selling tickets anymore. People aren't supporting us anymore. Like, we need to change something.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very strong thing that the Mexico.
I mean, a great example is
corrupt too, though.
They are corrupt.
Yeah, exactly. Well, everything is like, I mean, from what I read, right? It's like everything is like two people own like literally the whole Mexican Federation, and they're like, you can be the coach, but we'll tell you like, me and her will be like, hey, dude, like, well, we want you to play this guy, and you're like, well, he's not even a good player. Yeah, but you're gonna play him. Like, that's who's gonna be the starter.
Don't worry, champ.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's just exactly, So, but I mean, a great thing, like, an example of that is Guatemala. Like, for the longest time, people weren't going to the stadiums. People weren't supporting them. Exactly, it was corrupt. And I mean, again, right, not comparing Guatemala at all to the U.S. or to Mexico. We've never gone to a World Cup. And again, right, a lot. If you talk to like a Guatemalan, never. We're the only one besides Nicaragua, bro. But Nicaragua doesn't even play soccer; they play baseball. But look, just so you guys know, I'm never like one-sided. No, we've never gone. So, and this is why there's been a rivalry with Mexico, because the only time we were close to going, I mean, it's been twice, I think. Once I wasn't even born. My dad was little, and all we needed was to tie or win, and we get like a PK in the 90th minute. It's just 'cause my dad told me, and the guy, like literally, my dad, he's like, I remember like the commentator was all like, con este gol pasa Guatemala al mundial, like está tu país contigo, and blah blah blah, and that the guy like backs up and just boom, straight into the bleachers, and then and Guatemala lost, and they didn't go to the World Cup. And then the next time was, I think it was like 2006, we had like grinded out some wins, and then all we needed was Mexico to beat Trinidad. That's all we needed. Mexico needed to tie. Mexico needed to tie or beat Trinidad, and Trinidad ends up beating them 3-1. How? Who knows?
In Trinidad?
No. I don't remember. I think it was in Trinidad. But I mean, this is what Mexico was like. Mexico was like a powerhouse.
Yeah,
and Trinidad, you know what I mean? So it's like, and I remember, because this one I do remember. I remember all the Guatemala players were hugging each other like in the field, like at their stadium, because they had just won, watching the big screen, and then the game's over and Mexico lost. And we
Trinidad actually went to the World Cup.
And then that's when Trinidad went to the World Cup, because I think we were above them by like 1 point, something like that. So all they needed to do was win, and then all we needed was either a tie or win from Mexico, and then a win from us.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, right? You don't blame any other country, because like if you were to do what you need to do,
I still blame the U.S. for not not letting them Mexico. Remember they
they beat
Panama. They would have just gone for the draw. I would have been like, you know what?
Yeah, and then that's when Mexico went.
I'll leave my rival out of it. Like, oh yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, but I mean, again, right? We go back to the same thing. Like Mexico generates so much money just in general.
Yeah.
Look at all the sponsorship: Coca-Cola, Bimbo, Modelo, Michelob.
When you talk about CONCACAF, the only 3 countries people know are Mexico, U.S., and Canada. Nobody knows.
And Canada, not even
Canada's like barely new to it too, because Canada was not all that great.
Yeah, they weren't.
You know what I mean? Like they're like
they claim themselves to be the champions of CONCACAF just because in 2022 they finished in first place
for the World Cup.
And then they got eliminated, and the U.S. was the only team that advanced into the group stage. It's like, bro,
just to play boring ass.
When you're trying to do stupid things like that, that's how you know you're still small. Like Canada's.
Yeah, Canada's still a baby.
Yeah.
Like soccer nation compared to, and that's going back to the same thing. Guatemala in Central America is the country that's had a soccer league the longest. So Guatemala was the first one with a soccer league, and it's still running soccer league, but they're the only one that has not gone to a World Cup.
Well, Nicaragua.
Oh, and Nicaragua too.
I almost got to visit Guatemala one time, but
oh, it's beautiful.
I've heard, man.
But
hey, I thought you had gone to the World Cup.
No, never. So that's the thing, right? Like
El Salvador, Honduras,
Panama,
and
Costa Rica, Trinidad.
They're not Central America.
Well, they're not, but I mean, they're still considered like CONCACAF, right? But yeah, I mean, Guatemala's never gone.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I mean, so again, right? Like, and that's the thing that like we go back to the same thing what you said, like, right? Like, people wouldn't support, people wouldn't go, and then they got like banned a couple years for like the whole corruption thing, so we couldn't qualify for the World Cup. We didn't compete in the Gold Cup.
But that was good though, because that's where it started, like the whole
change. Exactly. So there was a process, and then look at now. So a lot of people may be seeing like, you know, and again, right? They're like, because you know, Guatemala's like a small country and soccer-wise not that great. Yeah. But it's like these little victories, like against Canada, like we lived that up. Like you know, like
that's gonna the 12th is gonna be more. You said this earlier. It's gonna be more Guatemalans than USA fans.
Yeah,
it's gonna make. They're gonna feel it, and that gives you an extra.
Well, I went to the one against Jamaica, right? And then like there was parts where like Jamaica was like, it was at the Dignity Health. That's
more Guatemala.
So Jamaica started pressuring, and then you would just hear the stadium, like loud, man.
Bro,
and then like
as a player, that feels
dude, as a player, like dude, I get happy that my wife cheers for me on Sunday league. But, like, imagine, like you know, like imagine having like the
whole stadium,
10,000 people yelling. You know,
what's crazy? You bring that up is that I've met players like that I played with. Just the nerves, man. Like the nerves get to them, and I never understood that because
or you try to do too much, right?
I love that, like the whole chanting. I played in stadiums, and it's just. Dude, it's just the feeling you get, like,
Doug gets nervous now.
Yeah, I get nervous now.
Doug gets nervous playing CDM in our Sunday League team, so
he gets the ball, he's like,
I hadn't played CDM
Tyler Adams. Tyler Adams.
I hadn't played
5-yard passes.
So before the game starts, take 3. Those before?
Oh, it wasn't nervousness, dude. It's just confidence. I haven't touched the ball like that in years.
Well, even then, though, because you're gonna think that I haven't touched the ball, like I'm gonna be rusty.
Take drugs.
It's because Herb gets me nervous.
Just 3 of those.
I call Pogba up.
Pogba got to Monaco, bro. I love that guy.
Dude, Monaco's stacking up.
Snatched up by Monaco?
Yeah.
That's good for him, man. and it sucks.
Balogun is there.
Balogun.
Well,
Ansu Fati got
They just got Ansu Fati too.
Oh,
Yeah.
transfer or loan?
Loan.
long. Yeah.
Yeah, Barca doesn't want to let him go. Apparently, I don't know why.
They're like,
Well,
he's
he
gonna
doesn't wanna leave
be
Barca.
our
Yeah.
number 10, not Yamal. We still have faith in
Yeah.
him.
No, I mean, yeah, Yamal just got the 10 jersey actually.
Yeah, this
This
if
is-
Ansu Fati, if he can go to Monaco and we can, he's nice.
I don't
Yeah.
think they should have given them all the 10 jersey though.
No, you don't think so?
I don't think so.
Who else were they gonna give it to?
He's too young.
There's no other 10.
No.
Who, Rafinha?
I mean, just not to.
He's not a 10.
I don't want an Mbappe right now. That's
True.
what I don't want.
I don't think
Well,
so.
I don't know. Maybe he's partnering up with Neymar in Brazil.
Yeah, for real.
I don't want an
Oh,
Mbappe
poor
situation.
Neymar, bro.
Yeah.
Poor Neymar, man. Neymar is so. I love
Neymar is literally, I see like the whole like memes where it's like the prince that never became king.
Yeah.
Like that's literally Neymar. Like he had all the tools, he had everything, and then it's
But if you think about it, he's had better a career than a lot of other players.
It was
Like,
amazing for him.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, Neymar.
Yeah.
It's just I don't think if they take Neymar, I don't think Brazil wins the World Cup.
Oh no, when he had
Because if they was it 2019? They
Well,
won the
when-
Copa America without him.
when the Colombian guy almost broke his back.
That's what I was saying. Never been the same after that.
Or against Argentina in the final where they just kept on hitting him.
And they even interviewed
Argentina
the
ball.
They even interviewed the pawn. They're like, how the hell are we gonna stop him?
He was
There's
an
no other way.
He was
He's like,
him,
yeah.
the ball, and Debo was like, don't let that guy get close to
Yeah.
close to the goal. Neymar, that he was on.
He was scary, man.
He was untouchable.
He was like me in Sundays.
I see the
Hey!
But then people.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
That's
It's
a
a
good.
wrap.
That's a good way to end it.
All right, man.
See you guys. Subscribe and like. Go Wate.